In the moments of loneliness in the Quran, in the moments of despair, in the moments of ineptitude, in the moments of difficulty, the prophets remember their Rabb. رَبَّنَا إِنَّكَ تَعْلَمُ مَا نُخْفِي وَمَا نُعْلِنُ وَمَا يَخْفَى عَلَى اللَّهِ مِن شَيْءٍ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَلَا فِي السَّمَاءِ. My Rabb, you know what we show and what we hide. And nothing in this earth or the sky is hidden from Allah. Your Rabb is the companion for you in your times of solitude. The one who is with you in your times of despair. The one who is called upon when you are standing in front of the ocean and called upon when you are in the depths of the whale. In the Quran, the word used to make dua to Allah the most in the Quran is the word Rabb. Rabbana, ظلمنا أنفسنا. My Master, the one who looks after me, the one who looks after my every need, the one who knows my hidden and my apparent. I have wronged myself. Allahumma in the Quran is used very rarely, 5 times in the Quran. You search the word Rabbana, Rabbi, Rabbi with a kasrah, hundreds of times in the Quran. Or over 100 times in the Quran. And this is the name of Allah, the only name of Allah you can attribute to yourself. That's one of the unique things about it. In the Quran, you never see the word Rahmani, my Rahman. You never see the word Ilahi. You never see it in the Quran. You never see Maliki, my King. You don't see it in the Quran. But you see Rabbi, my Rabb. You see Rabbana, our Rabb. Why is that? Because this is the most personal name of Allah. This is the name of Allah that is most close to you. And you can say, it's mine. Because He is your Lord. He is your caretaker. He is your nurturer. He looks after you when others have abandoned you. He is the one who provides for you when there's no one to provide for you. He is yours. And there's something beautiful in that. It's very different. If I talk about a team, 2 teams are playing football today. But it's very different when I say my team. Those are my boys. In my jersey, there's an attachment. There's a belonging. There's an intimacy. There's a closeness. And the only name of Allah that the prophets would call out to and they would attribute to themselves His name is Rabb. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana. As Ibrahim alayhi salam stands in the middle of an empty desert. And he builds block by block this Kaaba. Not knowing what is going to be the future of this land. What is going to happen to my wife and children. They are so alone. It is at this moment he asks Allah by His name, Ar-Rabb. There's another beautiful thing about the word Rabb, the name Rabb of Allah. So we said, there's 2 meanings of Rabb. The one who looks after, the one who nurtures, the one who takes something from 0 to 100%. Number 1. Number 2, the one who is the Lord, the Master, the King. And that makes us the slave. Now there's something important here. People don't like the word slave. This is because of the history of the last 300 to 400 years and the transatlantic slave trade in the USA and other parts of the world. Slavery of the last thousands of years was an ugly mark in the history of humanity. People don't like to think of themselves as a slave. Because a slave is one who is beaten by their master, one who is tied by their master. They don't want to be doing things for their master. Their master is beating them and screaming at them and owning them as property. So when we think of ourselves as slave, that's not a nice thought for many people. They don't like that idea. But al-ubudiyya, what does it mean to be a abd? In Islam, we don't have this negative idea that the Rabb is someone who beats you with a stick, that the Rabb is someone who ties you to a tree, that the Rabb is someone who tortures you. That's not our Rabb. In Arabic, abuda ya'budu is to serve someone out of love for them. That's very different. My parents, they don't have handcuffs to tie me to the house. Why do I do things for them? Why do I feel like massaging my mother's feet? Why do I feel like giving my father some money? Why do I feel like getting them gifts? Why do I feel like doing things for them? They haven't obliged me. They haven't forced me. They haven't tortured me. Why do I feel that way? Who can tell me? Why do we feel this way to our parents? Out of love, out of gratitude. This is the meaning, this is the secret of the word abd. Because when the Prophet ﷺ stands for the night prayer, and he's praying all night, as the hadith of his wife comes, until his feet become swollen, they bulge out of pain. And Aisha radiallahu anha asks him, O Prophet of Allah, why do you stand? وَقَدْ غُفِرَ لَكَ مَا تَقَدَّمَ مِن ذَنْبِكَ وَمَا تَأَخَّرَ. Your previous sins and your future sins are forgiven. You don't have to be here. What does he say? أَفَلَا أَكُونَ عَبْدًا شَكُورًا. How can I not be a grateful servant? This ubudiyah, this desire to place our heads on the floor, and this desire to be at the service of Allah, and this desire to please Him comes from our gratitude and our love of Him. Not because He's torturing us, not because He's got a whip in His hand, وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. Because when people think, Master, this is the image that comes to them. But we have a loving Master. We have a caring Master. We have a Master that gives us the oxygen that comes out of our lips and the heart that beats the blood through our system. We have a Master who never let us alone for a moment in our lives. This is our Rabb. We feel obliged to worship Him and to please Him because we can't help ourselves. أحسن إلى الناس تستعبد قلوبهم فطالما استعبدتم الناس أحسنوا أو إحسانوا. There's a poet who said a line in Arabic, show people kindness, you will find them wanting to serve you. Because the best way for people to serve you is for you to be kind to them. It is the kindness of Allah that brings in our hearts the meaning of ibadah, the desire to be in service of Him, the desire to do as He says, the desire to please, the desire to be loved by Him.